UFC 301 will be taking place in Rio de Janeiro on May 4th. These are the fights that I want to see on it. All right, before I get into the fights I want to see, we got to address two big problems. There are way too many Brazilian fighters fighting on 299 and 300. I mean, look at this. Alex Pereira on UFC 300, Charles Oliveira on 300, Giles Almeida on 299, Davison Figueiredo, Gilbert Burns, RDA. I mean, these are like the biggest stars in Brazil, and they're not going to be able to fight them. This is like, what, a month or 2 months? I'm sure maybe some of them would be willing to turn around quickly, but I just don't think it's realistic for us fans to expect that. And then a second problem is the only champ that realistically could fight is Alexander Pantoja, but the problem is he's got zero freaking contenders, man. Like he's 2-0 versus Moreno and Royval, or you're gonna give him Royval the trilogy for winning a split decision versus Moreno, and then what? Albazi, yeah, he's ranked number 2 and he's coming off a win, but dude, he got robbed. I'm sorry, he robbed Kai Kara France, man. And then who else are they gonna give it to? Mateus Nicolau, Manel Cap, Muhammad, he has to wait, so I don't think he can headline it this early. But do you know a guy that can headline this main event? Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. And I know you're probably thinking, dude, he's headlining 300. That's a month before. And I agree. But he did say that he'd be willing to take a month turnaround. And if he did do that, holy shit, he's a complete G. To be honest, though, is he willing to do this? I'm sure he would be, but to be honest, it'd be dumb because the next guy has got to be Magomed Ankalaev, right? He freaking beat Johnny Walker. What? Who else are they going to give it to? Jan, he hasn't won yet. Yuri just lost. Jamal Hill's the next guy, and then Magomed's the next guy. So a month turnaround to fight Magomed Ankalaev would be absolutely terrible. I think you need a couple months to prepare for his absolute great wrestling and takedowns. So would it be smart? No. But it would make Alex Pereira a crazy hero for turning around in a month, and he's obviously in his home country in Brazil. And versus a hated guy in Magomed Ankalaev, it'd be a fun little rivalry. I don't have a proper co-main event because I genuinely don't know who would beat, but I think for a feature fight, Paulo Costa versus Roman Dolidze would be fantastic. I mean, Paulo Costa, this last fight, shut up me and a bunch of other fans who thought he was going to get absolutely styled on by Whitaker. Did himself well. He almost finished Whitaker in the first round, and he landed some good leg kicks. Overall, he lost, but he did not do himself bad. And honestly, I want to see him versus the win column, and I think Roman Dolidze is the perfect guy for Paulo Costa to beat up. I mean, what is Roman Dolidze going to do? Hold Costa against the fence for 3 rounds? I think Costa's good enough to avoid that. And then on the feet, Roman Dolidze doesn't really throw with great technique I mean, he has power, but I don't see him chinning Costa. And then, yeah, Dolidze's got no wrestling. And then jiu-jitsu, yeah, he's probably better, but I don't see him bringing down. So easy win for Costa. I think it'd be a fun KO, and I want to see him in Brazil. Another fight I'd like to see is Johnny Walker versus Alonzo Menafield. Yes, Johnny Walker's coming off a brutal KO, but it's been a couple months now, and then there's still 2 more months for him to recover. If he doesn't want to, I'd get it, but to fight in his own country, that'd be pretty nice. And let's be real, he doesn't deserve a top guy like a Yuri, Jan, Krylov, something like that. So a number 12 ranked Alonzo Menafield would be fun. I feel like this would be a good stand-up battle. Alonzo did get a sub versus Jimmy Crute, so maybe he'll try to out-wrestle Johnny Walker, but I feel like this would be on the feet. This is a very winnable fight for both guys, and I want to see who wins. All right, the next fight I want to see is Edson Barbosa versus Josh Emmett. And yeah, it's a little bit up the rankings, but come on, man. This would be a fun striking matchup. And I know Josh Emmett wants to fight Max Holloway. Like, no, dude, you fought Bryce Mitchell, knocked him out, fantastic, but that doesn't get you a number 1 contenders fight. And Edson Barbosa, man, he's a crafty vet. You saw what he did for Sadiq Yosef. I just want to see if he can pick apart Josh Emmett, get to the top. If he can somehow make a run, that'd be insane. But I just think this would be a fun stand-up battle. Renato Moicano versus Dan Hooker is the next fight I want to see. Renato Moicano is coming off a split decision versus Drew Dober, and let's be real, the post-fight interview was hilarious, but he just kind of laid on him. And then Dan Hooker, coming off a great win versus Jalen Turner, just completely broke him. I just want to see this fight because I think it's very interesting stylistically. Dan Hooker's been taken down and submitted. Renato Moicano has been knocked out. So striker versus wrestler, or grappler, I guess. And I just want to see who would win. Renato Moicano, yes, he didn't really have a great performance versus Drew Dober, but because of that post-fight interview known, I kind of want to see him versus a slightly higher ranked fighter. And then Dan Hooker, I mean, realistically, who else is he going to fight? Like a top 5 guy? Probably not. So why not book this fight? All right, the final matchup I've made is Gregor Rodriguez versus Albert Duraev. Yes, Albert Duraev is not the best named opponent for somebody like Gregor Rodriguez coming off a great KO win versus Brad Tavares, but let's be real. Is he really going to fight a top 15 guy coming off a win versus Brad Tavares? I don't think so. I think he should get one more fight. Albert Duraev is a solid fighter, good striking. Gregor Rodriguez, great KO power. To be honest, I just kind of want to see Gregor Rodriguez get a KO in his home country. That would just be nice. So let's see it happen. All right, those are all the fights I made for UFC 301. If you agree or disagree with any of them, please let me know down below. If you got any of yours that you made, let me know down below. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.